Shaq Barrett has had to fight tooth and nail to earn everything he has gotten in the sport of football. From his time in Boys Town High School to playing college ball at Colorado State to eventually making his way into the NFL, Shaq Barrett has given everything he possibly can to the sport, and he is now in a good position to finally reach his goal he has had since entering the NFL: to be a full-time starter on a team. In today's video, we're going to be taking a deeper look into Shaq's journey to the NFL and all of the highs and lows he's had to go through to get to this point of his career and the opportunity he has with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shaq was born in East Baltimore, Maryland, and was the second youngest out of 6 children. Shaq's father, Steven, coached the Charmed City Buccaneers when Shaq was growing up, but there was worry as to whether Shaq could stay out of trouble while in Maryland after he was robbed of his wallet and cell phone, went out one day, and was beginning to miss football practices. That is why, at the age of 15, the decision was made to send Shaq to Boys Town High School in Boys Town, Nebraska, where his brother Kevin was already attending. If I had stayed in Baltimore, I just don't know that I would have been able to be as committed as I was when I left. During his time at Boys Town, Shaq was able to become a standout linebacker and a phenomenal wrestler during his time at the private school, winning a wrestling championship. But what stood out more to coaches besides his play was his overall character. Whatever he had to go through to get from point A to point B, he mastered. Shaquil never strayed from the process of getting better every day. You just knew that in the end, he would come out on top. After his time at Boys Town, Barrett would begin his college playing career at the University of Nebraska Omaha, a Division II college in Omaha, Nebraska. During his freshman year, Barrett would put up monster numbers as a starter, recording 82 tackles, 11.5 tackles for loss, and 8.5 sacks with 3 forced fumbles and 4 blocked kicks. Things were starting to look good for Barrett's college playing career until he was faced with yet another obstacle in his football life. The University of Nebraska Omaha folded their football program after Barrett's freshman season. "I was in denial," Barrett said. "I didn't want to believe it." Quickly after Barrett learned that he needed to find a new college to play for, he would also find out that he was going to be having his first of 3 children with his girlfriend Jordana, who he would then marry during his sophomore year of college before he started playing his first year at Colorado State University. Barrett would now have to balance the life of being a father and the life of being a college football player trying to make it into the NFL. After his impressive first year in college football, Barrett would be regulated to a backup role behind then starter James Skelton. After his first chance to show the type of impact player he can be, and he is regulated to a backup role. But due with the movement of Skelton due to an injury to another starting linebacker position, Barrett was able to start 11 games for CSU in his first year with the team. During that year, he led the Rams in tackles with 99 to go with 4.5 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks with 3 pass breakups, a 52-yard interception for a touchdown, and a forced fumble. During 2012, he would make a move to defensive end where he started 10 out of the 12 games and produced 67 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, and 3.5 sacks with a batted pass, a 49-yard interception touchdown return, and 2 forced fumbles. He was finally the Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year in 2014, starting all 14 games at right defensive end and registering 80 tackles, 20.5 tackles for loss, and 12 sacks with 2 batted passes, an interception, and 2 forced fumbles, his best college football season by far. It was starting to look like Barrett was going to finally be able to provide for his family after all the struggles that he had to go through to get to that point before the NFL draft. Many analysts had Barrett getting picked up in the 5th or 6th round, and it seemed he was finally going to catch a break and realize his dream of making it into the NFL. That's when Barrett was yet again dealt another obstacle that would prolong his plans. He went undrafted in the 2014 NFL Draft. Barrett signed a contract with the Denver Broncos in 2014 and would be cut during the final roster moves before the regular season. He would then sign with the practice squad of the Broncos and continued to battle for an opportunity where he was finally called up for a Week 7 game versus the 49ers and again in a playoff game versus the Colts. However, he saw little to no playing time in both games and recorded no stats. With his NFL future very much in doubt, he was finally given a chance and made the Broncos' final 53-man roster in 2015. During that year, he would be a backup to then starting linebacker DeMarcus Lawrence. It would only start 6 games for the Broncos after Ware suffered an injury. During that year, he had an impressive 42 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, and 5.5 sacks with 4 batted passes and 4 forced fumbles in his limited starting time. That year, Barrett would be a part of what is possibly his greatest football accomplishment to date, a Super Bowl 50 win versus the Carolina Panthers. However, regardless of the Super Bowl win, Barrett still had the goal of becoming a starter in the NFL, and with the impressive numbers he posted during his limited time as a starter, it seemed things were heading in that direction of him finally getting his chance. Barrett would yet again be given another obstacle on his quest to being a starter, as the Denver Broncos selected linebacker Shane Ray with their first-round pick in the 2015 NFL Draft, who ended up starting games at outside linebacker instead of Barrett once Ware again went down with injury. Another year of faith not being placed in Barrett regardless of his good play and being pushed farther down the depth chart. Barrett would yet again be given the chance to start in 2017 after a wrist injury to Shane Ray, but would then lose his starting spot yet again after Ray recovered from his injury in week 7. Barrett would start 3 more games that year due to more Shane Ray injuries and would finish the year with 36 tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks with 2 forced fumbles while starting 9 games for the Broncos. Finally, after the injury-filled season and poor play of former first-round pick Shane Ray, it yet again seemed like Barrett finally had a chance to be a starter for the Denver Broncos. That is, until the Broncos selected linebacker Bradley Chubb with the 5th overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft. That year, Barrett would not start a single game for the Broncos, but still managed to put up 28 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks with 1 batted pass, and the message was clear. The Denver Broncos would never view Barrett more than a backup edge rushing linebacker. Barrett would enter free agency this offseason, and despite interest from the Broncos, Barrett wanted an opportunity to be a starter and finally be given the chance he rightly deserved. After interest from teams like the Broncos, Bengals, and Giants, Barrett finally decided to sign a 1-year deal worth $5 million with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yet again not having anything long-term guaranteed to him. Barrett cited the new Buccaneers 3-4 defense as a reason for wanting to join the team, and also said that the Buccaneers gives him one of the best chances to be a starter. Barrett will now be battling with the likes of Noah Spence, Carl Nassib, and potentially JPP for the chance to finally be a full-time starter on an NFL team. While we will have to wait and see, I'm fully confident in Barrett's ability, and I believe he will be a phenomenal starter for this team. Again, nothing Barrett has done in his football career has been given to him. He has had to absolutely fight for every single thing that he has gotten in his football career, and has had to deal with many obstacles of moving when he was young, dealing with his first college football program shutting down, and then having to start a family and balance a football life while still in college, being undrafted into the NFL, and then finally, despite good play, having to deal with being benched year in and year out for a team that did not value him as anything more than a rotational pass rushing linebacker. Throughout all of this, Barrett has been able to keep a smile on his face and stay confident in his own abilities, and this is where I see it finally paying off for him. I know Barrett can be amazing starting in this year, and I feel with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not only will Barrett be able to be a full-time starter, he could very well end up being one of the best defensive players on the Buccaneers team, and potentially even in the NFL. Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and I want to thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. It is greatly appreciated. Now, I have not usually done this, but I am getting more and more interested in growing this channel just as a whole. I am actually, we're starting to build a lot of steam in terms of just being an overall community and just working on building up the channel and building up the overall community. So that is why I'm asking for your guys' help today. Share this video on Facebook, share this video on Twitter, share it in whichever social media platform that you guys guys find it appropriate, be it Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, whatever have you. It would be greatly appreciated. Trying to grow the channel here and just trying to make some big things happen for you guys, for the Buccaneers fan base, and just trying to grow the fan base in general. Another thing I want to address here is I do have some donation links down in the description below. Both my Patreon and my PayPal links are both down there, so if you are interested in supporting the channel in a financial way, it would be greatly appreciated. Again, no obligation to, but again, would be phenomenally appreciated to support the channel so I can continue to give you guys new exciting types of content. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, I'll see you in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.